He knocked me on a busy highway. Can you imagine Waiyaki Way? And now has the audacity to call me after months and tell me that he wants to marry me. After escaping off all the bills, after leaving me suffering, leaving me desperate at a hospital. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm burning. Hi beautiful people, how you doing? What's up? What's new? What's trending? I'm happy and back with another video. I'm actually doing fine. I hope you're also staying safe and keeping safe. Stay home if you can. And guys, this time around I'm a little bit pissed off. Because let me give you this story about this. I don't know if I can call him stupid or what, but I don't know what you guys will think. Let me just give you his story, because this guy, I don't know. But let's get to our video. Let's get to our video. I can remember the date very well. It was on 19th March 2020. That is, it was actually on a Thursday. I remember I was actually headed to work, and that day I had actually woken up early because it was around 6:30 that I was crossing the road there at Westlands. It was actually at Westlands, if you know that place. Actually, it is, do you know, exactly opposite parking by Radisson. Yes, that place. That where there is that zebra crossing. Imagine this guy knocked me at a zebra crossing. Can you imagine? Wait, let me tell you, because I'm really burning with anger right now. That if I can find him, I don't know. So this guy, as I was crossing the zebra crossing, it happened that, I don't know how it happened, because I was now crossing the road. As I was just crossing towards the end, I was actually wearing my heels, my normal heels. I was wearing heels, and I was carrying, actually the previous day I had actually left the office with a bunch of files and some documents, and I was with my handbag, and I was carrying, like, I was just carrying stuffs, you know, when you are hurrying in the morning. And so this guy, I don't know if this guy was on drugs or what, I can't really recall, because it was on a zebra crossing towards the end. Now I've crossed, you know, now I'm almost towards the end. Then this guy knocks me down with a Subaru Outback. Shit. This guy. So he knocked me down. I was unconscious. I didn't realize myself. Can you imagine? This guy knocked me down. I was on heels carrying a bunch of documents with my handbag. And you know, ladies' handbags, how they are really, really full. And I actually found myself down. So many people have come around now. I think I was unconscious at the moment. And I had my phone in my hand. But then it happened that my phone didn't fall. And I am the one who fell down. But actually, I realized that my leg, I actually injured my right leg. No, my left leg. Yeah, this leg is the left leg. And this guy, so many people came around, and they were like, it was like a big accident, you know, but I was the victim. But then I was actually crying, you know, I was indeed tears, because it was hurting, it was painful. I couldn't now walk because I was just trying to lift my leg, and my leg couldn't be lifted. And so people pushed this guy, actually wanted to run away, and people pushed him and told him that you can't leave this lady here, take her to the hospital, because what. And so he actually accepted to take me to the hospital. And he carried me because I could not actually walk. I couldn't do anything. And I updated my status. I told people I've actually gotten an accident. And people were like, where? Well, you know, yeah, you know. And so this guy took me to Westlands Healthcare Center. If you know Westlands Healthcare Center, that is where this guy took me. And he told me he was actually rushing somewhere. He was actually rushing somewhere near Chiromo. So he took me to the hospital and told me that because even the process is, I don't know, long or something. So he told me, you'll just chill here, but then I can get your number, and you can also get my number, such that when you are almost being served, you can call me and I can come. I'll actually cater for your everything. And I was like, oh, this guy is so nice. This guy is so good. And so I actually made a queue, and I was there because it was an emergency, and I was taken inside. So this guy left. He drove off. and left to Chiroma, I don't know, or wherever place he went, I don't know, I'm actually not sure. So he actually left me there, and I was like, this guy must be really a nice person, because he's actually asked me to call him. And when I was almost now being served, the doctor asked me, what is it, how did it happen, and I explained everything. And now it was time for, and the doctor told me he couldn't actually examine me because they don't know actually what really happened with my leg. So what I can do is, first I need to go for an x-ray somewhere else, because they actually don't do x-ray at Westlands Healthcare Center. So the doctor advised me to go to do an x-ray. Actually, the doctor told me, said that you can go to Kenyatta and Mbagathi. And it was during that time that the cases of corona were just like, they were just popping, you know, they were just popping at Mbagathi. And I was like, Mbagathi or Kenyatta, that is the home of corona. I said, I'm not going there. Then I have a friend, Edith, who works at Bliss. I called Edith and asked her, hey, you are a nurse, and I'm sure you can help me here. And she told me, how can I help you? I told her, I actually got an accident and I need somewhere I can do an x-ray. And I asked her whether they do x-ray, and she actually directed me to somewhere at Bliss. And she told me they have another branch at Westlands, Bliss. And so I was actually to go to Bliss. I decided, let me just go to Bliss. They do for me this x-ray thing, and after I'm done, I think I can call this guy. But then I realized that let me not just check myself there. I called this guy. He actually picked. Within the first call, he actually picked, and he told me, I'm at Chiromo, I don't know if you can chill me there. And I was like, oh, it's fine. If I can chill you, come and take me to Bliss, it's fine. Because anyway, here I've not been given anything. I've just been given painkillers, and I've been told I go first, they examine, they do an x-ray for them to identify where the problem is, then I come back here for them to tell me what step I should take next. And so I actually sat there waiting for this guy, and I wasted, it was 10 minutes, he didn't come, 15 minutes, and it was now around 30 minutes. I decided to call him. And so I called this guy and told him, I'm actually almost ready, and I don't know where you are. Maybe if I can let me just Uber myself to Bliss, then you can come and pick me up at Bliss, or check me up at Bliss, you can pay the bills. I was like, it's fine, because at Westlands Healthcare Center, I actually didn't pay even a coin. So I took my phone, I Ubered, I called for an Uber, and an Uber took me to Bliss. No, wait, before I even went to Bliss, I actually reported to work, because I had actually communicated to them. I actually took those documents there, because that Uber took me to work. I took the documents there, and then I told my friends, this is what has been happening with me, this is what happened, and I'm headed to Bliss for an x-ray. And they told me it's fine. So I actually left, and I went to Bliss. When I went to Bliss, I actually reached Bliss, and they told me, this is what you need to do, you need to make some payments. And I was like, so if I need to make some payments, let me just call this guy for him to make some payments. And so I was there at the reception. You know, at Bliss, when you enter, you're asked first to make the payment, and after making the payment, that is when they can now know whatever thing that they need to do for you. So they actually asked me to pay, and I decided to call this guy and tell him, actually they're asking me to pay. I should first pay for the x-ray for them to examine what exactly is happening in my leg. And you see, I was not in a position to stand, you know. So I was actually seated there at the reception, and I was calling this guy, and the guy told me that I'm actually at a place and I'll be coming there in a few, so if you have some money, you can just pay, and when I reach there, I'll actually do what? I'll refund you. And I was like, oh, it's fine. So I paid the whole amount that they asked me, and they took me inside for an x-ray. And so as I was just queuing, I went inside, and they took an x-ray of my leg, and they told me what the problem is, because I actually had just a small fracture. And so like they examined me and told me what is it that you need to do, some medicines that you need to buy in case. And I told them I had actually been told by the previous doctor that I need to actually go back there for them to tell me what is the healing. And the lady told me, that's fine, you can now go with these things, because they gave me the x-ray picture, and they gave me some other things, some pieces of paper that I actually can't really read. But they're doctors, you need to improve on this, like your handwriting must no improve. So I was not in a position to read, and said, it's fine. But then I asked, because it was a lady doctor who actually did an x-ray for me, and I actually had asked her, is it really necessary if I go back to healthcare, or you can just sort me here? And she said, it's fine, we can sort you, because this is just a hospital. And they actually gave me the medicine that I actually need, and they told me this is such and such amount, because like everything, all the costs were actually totaling to 5,700. and like all the medicines plus the x-ray plus everything, it totaled to 5,700. And now that I had paid for an x-ray, so I decided to call this guy and ask him, where are you? And he told me, I'm actually held up. I'm actually at Kasarani. Can you imagine? He was at Chiromo and now he's now at Kasarani. He's talking to me. He's now at Kasarani. It was now at around 11 a.m. And I was like, oh, this guy, he's really keeping me here. And so I actually just decided to pay. And I said, this guy, if, I don't know, but if you'll want to pay, you'll pay me, because actually it's my health and I have money. I had the little money that I had, and I actually called a friend and told my friend that I had this and this, and so my friend actually sent me some money and I was in a position to pay, so I paid and I left there. And now you see, I was not in a position to walk, so I had again to call an Uber to take me to whatever place that I wanted to go, because I had left my handbag at work. So I actually called an Uber and I told the Uber to take me to work, because that Uber actually took me to work, and I took my handbag and went home. And actually when I reached home, I decided to call this guy that late in the evening, and I asked him and I told him all the costs that I actually used plus all the Uber charges, and he was like, oh, that's fine. Let me just finish something. I'm doing what? I'm calling you. He didn't say I'm sending you the money. He said I'm calling, and I was like, oh, it's fine. Maybe he's calling me, he wants us to talk or something. So this guy called me, and he didn't call that night. So I slept and I was like, oh, maybe he's busy, or maybe the wife or something, family issues. So it was early in the morning, and I woke up at around 9, and I was like, but you see, I couldn't now go to work. It was on a Friday. I couldn't go to work, and I decided to call this guy. Let me just call him and check on him and find out if this guy is going to send me the money that I actually used yesterday. And I actually made sure that I swallowed the medicine, and I did whatever I was asked at the hospital, because it was me who was suffering, not the guy who actually knocked me down. And so I actually called him. He actually didn't pick my call in the first place. I was like, what's wrong? I called again. He didn't pick. For the third time, he texted back and told me, I'll call you shortly. I waited. He didn't call. It was now at around 10 a.m. I decided to call again. He now picked, and he told me, I'll actually come and check on you in the evening at around 4 p.m. First he asked me, did you go to work? And I told him, no, I didn't go to work. I'm actually just at home. And he told me, I'll actually be coming to check on you. And I was like, you're coming to check on me? But why? And you don't know where I stay? And he asked me whatever place that I stay, and I told him I stay at so and so place, and he told me it's fine, I'll be coming there. And I was like, it's fine, if you'll be coming, that's fine. It was around 4 p.m. in the evening. This guy didn't actually come. He didn't tell me anything that evening. I remember, and now I told him, do what? Send me money, because I actually need to buy some things. There are some medicines that I had actually been prescribed, and I actually need to buy them. Like, I literally need to buy them. And so this guy told me that, let me just come in the morning, because tomorrow is a Saturday and I won't be going to work. I'll actually come tomorrow morning. I was like, oh, it's fine. And anyway, it's a Saturday. Maybe he won't be going to work. And maybe today he was busy. And so it was a Saturday. That guy was mteja the whole day. He had my number. I tried reaching him. He actually never picked my call. That Saturday he never picked. The Sunday he never picked. The whole time he's never picked my call. So he has actually just become a status viewer in my phone. This guy has been a status viewer for all this while. Then can you imagine? It's been, I don't know, 4 months or so. Yeah, 4 months or so. Then I actually saw his text the other day, and he told me, I've actually been silently following you. I've been your silent follower. I've been checking on your statuses, checking on your life, I don't know what. And I've realized you're the woman that I need to marry. I was like, what? This stupid man, let me call him stupid. He knocked me, refused to pay my bills, left me in pain, and now, from nowhere, wants to marry me. Like, seriously, what is really wrong with men? What is wrong with men? This guy, it's really paining me, because he refused to pay me that money, despite the fact that, yes, I was the one in pain. So I actually had to pay, because I was the one suffering. And you see, I couldn't just watch myself suffering, because anyway, this money will just leave it in this world. But then, like, guys, just help me. What can I tell this man? Because to me, I feel it's just way too much. This is too much for me to bear. I actually can't, I can't bear it, because he calls me nowadays. It's been a week. He's really on me. He's too much on me. He's calling me, tells me he wants to marry me. Yet, actually, on the first day when he called me, I told him just send me my money first. Just send me money, because that's all I need for now. I don't want any communication with you, because first of all, you're actually like, I can't just date you. No. Of accident. Anyway, they say people meet differently in different ways, in different occasions, and they get married. But as for this, no, this one can't just work out. At least if as for me, I think if he could have acted so nice in the first place when he actually knocked me, I think maybe I could have given his suggestion a second thought, But then this guy ran away. He's been playing tricks, hide and seek on me, and now he has the audacity to come tell me that I want to marry you. Seriously? Is that how people get wives? And from the look of things, he looks like he's already married. Seriously? Now he wants another wife? Guys, I'm really burning with anger right now, because I can't actually hold it. I can't hold it. Like, it's just too much. Let me know. What are your suggestions? What can I tell this guy? Because to me, this one just doesn't work out. It just doesn't add up. Like, for heaven's sake, who does that? Who says that? Oh my god. I don't know. But comment down below. Let me know. What do you feel? What can I tell this guy? Like, how can I react to this situation? Because it's been 4 months. I actually healed. And I'm doing fine. I can walk. I can still do my heels. And this guy, like, sijawahi msamehea. Like, I don't know, but he has actually, hata kama siko msamehea, like, he has even never just come out and told me, yeah, it was like this and this, if he was not in a position to pay or something. People, communication is very important. Communication is key. If he could have communicated to me and told me, Yvonne, I can't make it right now, but I can make maybe payment at a later date, it could have really made a lot of sense. But then he went quiet. He kept on playing hide and seek. He kept on lying to me. Like, seriously, I don't know, but I'm actually burning with rage. Guys, maybe you can just help me. Let me know. What do you feel? What do you feel if it were you? How could you have handled this situation? And guys, please, you can do better than this. And so that's all for today's video. Comment down below. Let me know what you feel. And remember to stay home if you can. Stay safe, stay sane, stay positive. I love you so much. And until next time, bye.